A scratching noise accompanied the hissing. Corey squatted down behind a large boulder. The scratching became clicking and scraping. I wanted to crane my head out of the hiding place to see what was making the noises, but I wasn't brave enough to keep breathing, much less face down a monster. So I closed my eyes and concentrated on breathing quietly. The noises became louder until the creature was right in the same room with us. I was in a near panic, my heart ramped against my breast. The only thing that scared me more was the fact that Corey was out there with the strange monster. I opened my eyes to search for Corey. He was watching the beast with a curious expression on his face. The tension seemed to leave him, and he quietly stood up, held out a hand for me to stay, and then moved into the center of the cave. "Oh God, oh God, oh God," I prayed. "What is he doing?" My fear for Corey's safety won out over my fear for myself, and I leaned to peek around the edge of the cave wall. I dropped the backpack with a thud. All feeling left my arms and legs. Corey turned at the sound and smiled. He was stroking the head of what I could only describe as a dark green, spotted baby pterodactyl. I moved forward cautiously. "What is it?" "I think we would call it a dragon." "Dragon? As in Puff the Magic?" "Yeah, something like that." His face was alight. I had seen an expression of adoration like that once from my brother when he found a stray pup. "I think," he cocked his head curiously, "I think he's talking to me." "Corey, he hasn't made a sound." "No, I mean with thoughts. It's like I can feel what he feels. He's hungry and new, very new, maybe just hatched." He turned and looked into the dark cave. "There are more eggs inside. He's showing them to me." He tapped a finger on his temple. "Can I pet him?" I inched toward them. "Yeah, come on. He really likes this." He scratched gently against the eye ridge. I took another cautious step toward them and stretched out my hand. The baby dragon turned his head to look at me. "I agree," Corey laughed. I frowned at him. "He feels very soothed by your physical appearance." "What?" I wrinkled my nose. "He thinks you're pretty." I rolled my eyes and huffed out a breath. "You're making that up," I chided, and kneeled down to close the distance between my fingers and the dragonette. When I touched him, a strong current blasted up my arm and I convulsed. My vision fractured into 1,000 angles with prismatic color blinding me. My teeth clamped down hard and I tasted blood in my mouth. Screeching sounds assaulted my ears and I heard Corey yelling my name. Then the world went black. "I can't believe he let her touch that thing." "I think we should kill it. If he touches her again, I think I'll kill him." "Water? Thanks." "I'm so sick of the Trip, Corey, Kate triangle. I think I might puke." "What do they see in her? She's just a skinny little girl."
"She is beautiful. She is mine."
"Katie girl, please be okay."
"The big one smells bad."
"My soul, please come back to me." "The soup is almost ready."
37, 38, 39.
"You're almost here." The voices were splitting my skull and they were talking nonsense. I recognized all but one voice, a child's voice. A moan escaped my lips and a weight pressed down on my chest. At my sound, the voices mingled into a loud jumble. "Oh God, she's alive."
"Hello there, beauty."
"Thank God." "Oh great, the princess is waking." "Couldn't she sleep for 10 more minutes? The soup smells so good."
"Is mine."
"Back off, kitty cat." I pressed a hand to my temple and my eyes fluttered. "Kate?" Tripp's voice. "Is she awake?" Tara's voice. "Sweet love, my perfect Kate." Corey's voice was really loud. I opened my eyes to find him hovering near and saw an ocean of concern in his sea-blue eyes. "Corey?" "Oh, thank God. Yes, my love, yes, I am here." I frowned. His lips weren't moving, but I could hear everything he said. "Hey, Jane." Oh, well, there, his lips were working just fine. Silly me. I smiled. "Hey." "I am so sorry I told you to touch the dragonette. If you had died, I would have died with you." "No, Corey, I wanted to pet the little dragon. It wasn't your fault." "What?" His eyes were startled, but his mouth was definitely not moving. "I wish you would just leave us alone," Tripp shouted. I turned my head to see his brow furrowed. "Why are you shouting? I don't want Corey to leave." I tried to sit up, but felt very shaky and heavy. I struggled with my noodle arms, but couldn't find any strength. Help me sit up. They sat with stunned expressions and stared at me.
I don't care what that dragon does. I'm going to help her.
Don't touch her, Corey! All 4 voices shouted in stereo. Zat! Ouch! Corey jerked his hand back. I gaped at him in horror. Corey, are you okay? His hands were smoking. I reached for him, but he pulled away suddenly. Rejection blistered through me.
Mine!
The child's voice screamed. I turned my face to the sound and the pressure on my chest. A little dragon face peered up at me from between my breasts. My initial reaction was to push it off. After all, this splitting headache was his fault.
Hello, Beauty.
The little dragon spoke into my mind, and a sense of wonder and affection seeped into my heart. Hello, I purred. Corey laughed. Can you hear him? He nodded.
I think because I touched him before he imprinted on you.
I looked at Trip. You can't hear him?
Great, just one more connection she has with Corey. I can't get a break.
He shook his head but didn't move his mouth. What did you say?
Nothing. I said nothing. You're hearing our thoughts, somehow.
He cut scathing eyes to the dragon. I looked at the little dragon and then at Corey. I gulped for air, panic rising to steal my breath. Why can't you touch me?
Technically, I can touch you. It just hurts like hell.
He smiled sadly. I looked at Trip. He pressed his lips together.
I tried to hold you when we first got here and was thrown against the wall.
He thought to me. No physical contact? How would I survive? I needed physical reassurance constantly. I sucked air through my lips and hot tears spilled onto my cheeks.
I have to hold her.
Corey reached a tentative hand toward me, his thoughts screaming in my head. No! I crab-walked away from him. The little dragon hissed and fought for balance on my tummy. I curled into a ball on the floor and the dragon snuggled up next to me and hissed at my teammates. I sobbed into his soft leather hide.
I can't bear
Oh,
this.
good grief.
Can't we just eat?
Poor princess. Can't manipulate the boys
My
anymore.
love.
Mine.
If we kill the dragon, maybe she'll be okay. God help her. Give her peace. I'll kill it tonight when everyone's sleeping. Oh, no!
I screamed and pressed my fists against my ears.
Shut up, please. Just shut up.
They backed out of the cave and left me to my possessive dragonette. The last thing I saw was Corey's tender expression as he turned.
I have always loved you, Kate. We will get through this.
I moaned in despair and tried to shut everything out.